The millionaire who defended his black maid. In the quiet suburbs of Atlanta stood a mansion that everyone in the neighborhood admired, but no one truly knew. Its owner, William Carter, was a self-made millionaire in his early 50s, known for his generosity and calm composure. But behind the marble walls and expensive art, a storm was brewing, one that would test every ounce of his morality. For years, William's elderly mother, Evelyn Carter, had been cared for by a devoted black housekeeper named Martha Johnson. She wasn't just an employee, she was family. Martha had cooked, cleaned, and sat by Evelyn's bedside through lonely nights when her son was away on business. But one day, that loyalty was twisted into something ugly. Evelyn had begun showing signs of dementia. She'd forget names, misplace jewelry, or accuse people of things that never happened. So when her diamond bracelet went missing, she instantly blamed Martha. "I saw her with it," Evelyn shouted to her son. "That woman stole from me." William frowned. "Mom, Martha's been with us for 10 years. She wouldn't." "Don't you dare defend her," the old woman snapped, trembling with anger. "You always take their side." Martha stood in the corner, tears streaming down her face. "Mr. Carter, I swear on my life, I didn't take anything." William tried to calm everyone down. "We'll look for it. Maybe it just—" But Evelyn's rage had already poisoned the air. From that day, she refused to eat Martha's food, refused her help, and made her feel unwelcome in every way. Martha stayed silent. She needed the job. Her own mother's medical bills were piling up, and she couldn't afford to lose this one. But every insult cut deeper than the last. Weeks later, the bracelet was found, inside Evelyn's old sewing box. She had forgotten she put it there. Martha thought that would bring peace. It didn't. Evelyn never apologized. Instead, she grew colder. Then came the night that changed everything. It was a humid July evening. William was out of town for a business conference in Houston. Evelyn and Martha were alone in the mansion. Evelyn, agitated and confused, began shouting from her bedroom. "Thief! Get out of my house!" Martha ran upstairs, terrified. "Mrs. Carter, it's me, Martha." But the old woman didn't recognize her. Her mind was trapped in some dark corner of the past. She reached for the phone and called 911, screaming that an intruder had broken in. Minutes later, flashing red and blue lights lit up the mansion's front yard. When the police burst through the door, Martha was in the kitchen crying, holding a tray of soup. "Hands up! Step away from the counter," one of the officers barked. Martha froze. "I work here. Please, I didn't." Evelyn appeared behind them, trembling but pointing at Martha. "That's her. That's the woman who tried to rob me." They handcuffed Martha before she could explain. By the time William's private jet landed the next morning, his phone was full of missed calls. He rushed home and found his loyal housekeeper sitting on the porch, her wrists red from the handcuffs, her eyes hollow from a night in custody. "Mr. Carter," she whispered, "I didn't do anything. They treated me like a criminal." William's jaw tightened. He turned to his mother, who sat calmly in her wheelchair sipping tea. "Mom," he said quietly, "you call the police on Martha?" Evelyn looked up, unbothered. "She's a thief. You never see it, but I do." "She's not a thief," he said sharply. "You accused her before, and you were wrong. You lost your bracelet, and she still stayed. You don't see loyalty, you see color." The room went still. Evelyn's lips trembled. "You're choosing her over me?" William's voice cracked. "I'm choosing what's right." Over the next few days, William called in lawyers, reporters, and friends to clear Martha's name. The story spread like wildfire. Atlanta millionaire defends his maid after racist accusation. Some praised him. Others said he betrayed his own family. But William didn't care. He knew the truth mattered more than appearances. He publicly apologized to Martha in front of reporters. "This woman is not a servant. She's the reason my mother is alive today. I failed her once by staying silent. I won't fail her again." Tears rolled down Martha's cheeks. She tried to speak, but couldn't. Evelyn refused to come out of her room for weeks. The guilt slowly ate away at her until, one quiet evening, she asked to see Martha. The old woman's eyes were softer this time. "I don't remember everything," she said weakly, but I know I hurt you. Martha clasped her hand gently. You were sick, Mrs. Carter. I forgave you a long time ago. Evelyn nodded, tears spilling down her wrinkled face. You're a better woman than I ever was. When Evelyn passed away a few months later, her will shocked everyone. She had left a portion of her estate to Martha Johnson, enough to pay off her debts and start her own care business. Reporters called it redemption. William called it peace. On the day of the funeral, as the last guests left and the sun dipped below the Georgia horizon, William stood beside Martha by the grave. She loved you, even when she forgot how to show it, he said quietly. Martha smiled sadly. I love her too. She just didn't always remember who I was. Months later, William sold the mansion and donated most of his fortune to elderly care homes across Atlanta. Martha became the director of one of them, a place named Evelyn's Haven. Whenever someone asked her why she chose that name, she'd simply smile. Because forgiveness deserves a home, too. And though the past couldn't be erased, it could finally rest in peace.